Your choices matter. Your choices in high school matter. And one of the biggest choices you will make in high school is who you choose to surround yourself with, who you choose to call your friends. It can be tough to make and keep quality friends. The desire to fit in and be accepted is normal. But that pressure can make us do things we wouldn't normally do, make choices with negative consequences. Deciding what path to take and who to go with can really be like a tug of war, with you stuck in the middle, being pulled in two directions. Hi, I'm Bianca. I'm in 12th grade, and today we're going to be talking about friends and peer pressure. We think friends and peer pressure go hand in hand. The types of friends that you surround yourself with affects the type of peer pressure that you have in your life, positive or negative. You choose the type of peer pressure you have in life when you choose your friends. Some basics when we're talking about the ideas of peer pressure is that it could be positive or it could be negative. Friends can lift you up or they could pull you down. It could also be direct or indirect. Indirect peer pressure is the reality that the people we are close to can influence how we talk, act, and even dress. They can influence what we like, think is wise, or even just acceptable. And this is so powerful because as teens, the part of our brain that controls emotions and feelings is more developed than the part that factors in consequences. So we want to feel accepted and included and might engage in risky behaviors to do so, like smoking. You wouldn't normally just take something that smells bad and can give you cancer. But in the moment, surrounded by friends, it could feel like the only way to belong. So the reality is that as teens, we are still developing. Our brains are still developing, but also our personalities, our hopes and desires, our morals too. We may have more impulse control than, say, a 3-year-old.
What? No, we're not eating flour, okay?
But we still need to be wise and smart about the situations that we put ourselves into.
Hi, my name is Jules Barmar. I graduated from Carver High School. As I entered high school, coming from middle school, peer pressure became a big factor for me. People were having sex and doing drugs and drinking. So I just knew that that wasn't something that I wanted to participate in because I seen the effects that it had on my father and my personal life. Seeing the effects that it had on my mom and how just my dad fall into those substances, how it hurt my mom and how it put a lot of pressure on my mom to be there for us. So I knew that even in high school, if it's something that I have to lie about or sneak around to do, then it's probably something that I shouldn't be doing. For me, it may sound cliche, but Teen Advisors was the solution for me. I joined this group, and for once I didn't feel like an outcast. I felt like Teen Advisors helped put my thoughts into perspective, and I was able to filter out my emotions through healthy ways, and I was also able to positively peer pressure my peers and let them know that there was other ways that we can have fun besides like drinking or smoking, and letting them know like it's okay for you to wait for sex. You don't have to fold to a guy who wants to have sex or fold to a girl who wants to have sex. It's okay for you to wait, and it's okay for you to stand by your morals. So in a sense, I became like more of like a role model for my peers, and they look up to me with things like that even in my work today. If there was a piece of advice that I can give anyone who's dealing with peer pressure, it would be you can't go and talk to your parents about what you're doing openly and feel comfortable doing that, then it's probably not something you should be doing. And I want to say that you don't have to fit in with the crowd. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. It's okay to be set apart. It's okay to be different and unique.
We hope you are seeing the values and importance that our friendships can have. There's a quote that says, "Two people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." That last part is talking about a rope or cord. It may look like a single piece, but a rope is actually several pieces intertwined together, and that is what gives it its strength. So we are stronger together too. Our friends can encourage us, motivate us, and remind us we matter. But friendships can also be hard. As TAs, we care, and we're here to help.
Hey guys, I'm Ellie. I'm a sophomore. And I'm Eli, I'm a junior, and these are real questions from real students around Columbus.
This question says, how do I know if I have good friends?
Oh man, I certainly, when I'm looking for good friends, I like to think about what I want my friends to be like. So if I value humility or inclusion, sport like athleticness, or being able to play video games with my friends, like I'm looking for my friends to be filling that criteria. And so when people aren't filling those criteria, when they aren't humble or aren't inclusive, or video games is pretty shallow, but don't want to play video games with me and don't want to spend time with me, it tends to be like, oh, am I really wanting to stick around these people and continue to invest in these relationships? And that would lead to bad friends who would not be pouring back into me.
Yeah, I definitely think the first place to start is to know what a bad friend looks like. Because if you just have, and even though it's really important to know what you want in a friend and what you're looking for in a relationship, sometimes things can slip between the cracks. And so if you know what you're actually looking for, but you know what you should be avoiding in a friend, then you can definitely avoid bad relationships much more easily. I know I definitely don't want somebody who has a reputation of being a gossip, because how can you trust that person to have your back? Like, how can you trust that person to hear your secrets and care about what you're saying if they just treat your secrets as something to be passed around?
So this question says, how do I say no without sounding lame?
Make decisions ahead of time. Know exactly who you are and who you want to be in different situations way before they happen. Know that when you have a project come up, you're not going to procrastinate. Know that when somebody offers you something you don't want, you're going to say no. Know these things about yourself and make that decision before you're in a difficult situation, because preparing for stress ahead of time is how you avoid stressful situations.
Agreed. And like just making sure that you've established boundaries. Like with my friends, if they're ever about to go out and go to dinner or something, but I have schoolwork to do, and being like very firm and clear about what needs to happen in my life, and like not making it feel like I'm putting them behind my schoolwork or saying, no, I don't care about y'all, I want to go and do my schoolwork. It's more of a, man, I really wish I could go to dinner with y'all, but I have these things that need to get done.
So this next question asks, how do I meet new people? Well, the obvious answer, teen advisors.
Getting plugged in with teen advisors is a really good way to meet new people who are like you, so that like I met some of my best friends through teen advisors, and just being able to be around people who are like-minded and have the same values as you not only makes it easier to just talk to anybody at these events and at school even, but to know that you don't have to worry about who you are or who you might think you are, but that they see and are similar to you. It makes it easier to, for sure, meet new people.
And Teen Advisors is definitely the least judgmental place you will ever find. Like, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to even go to a normal high school. You can be homeschooled. You don't have to do any of these things that you think you need to do. Teen Advisors is the least judgmental place you will ever find, because none of us here are perfect, and we are all completely aware and okay with that.
So the next question reads, how do you avoid negative peer pressure?
It'd be kind of a cop-out to say teen advisors, but I'm going to say teen advisors. Counter negative peer pressure with as much positive peer pressure as you can find. Get yourself a good group of friends and let them pour into you constantly. Like, if you have a bad day and you feel like somebody's pressuring you to do a bad thing, talk to somebody who's your moral compass. Talk to somebody who's going to tell you, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Talk to somebody who's going to be blunt with you.
For sure. And then deciding what your values are and what you want in certain situations beforehand is really, really important. It's something that I've had to learn with peer pressure and stuff. Just deciding how I want to react in a situation and then sticking to that whenever I get there. The example we were given in Velocity again was potato chips. If I am offered potato chips, but I've already decided beforehand that I don't want to eat potato chips, then it's easier to say, no, thank you. I don't really want the potato chips. And you don't have to be rude about how you're saying no, but it's very like, this is a rule for me, and so I'm not going to break that rule.
Please remember, we choose the kind of peer pressure we're going to have in our life when we choose our friends. We want to encourage you to choose quality friends. Friends that will accept you for who you are, support you, and lift you up. We also want to encourage you guys to be quality friends.